Top questions to ask before buying land. If you're a first-time land buyer, then I'm sure you're really excited, but at the same time, you have a lot of questions in your mind, but you're not sure which ones are the right questions. Asking questions is pretty important. This is gonna help you not regret your decision after you purchase a property. Hey there, this is Matthew. I'm one of the account executives here at Discount Lots. We aim to help and assist people who are looking to buy land easy and affordable. In this video, I'm gonna share with you the top questions to ask before buying any land. Whenever you're buying any land, it's really essential that you get all the important information that you can get. I'm gonna give you a list of questions that you wanna ask whenever you're purchasing any piece of property. Number one, is the property easy to access? Accessibility to a property is super important. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of land being sold out there that is called landlocked. And what landlocked means is that you actually don't have any public road access that leads you directly to the property. You might need to get access to your lot by going over somebody else's property. Now, it doesn't seem like it's that much of a deal, but if that person that you have to cross their land, if they're not okay with it, then legally, you don't have a way to access your property, because legally, they don't have to give you the right to access their property. You have to get what's known as an easement. And in order to get an easement, you have to get permission from the person that the property you have to cross. Sometimes it's pretty easy. You just negotiate with that person and they can put an easement for you. It usually doesn't cost more than a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s, depending on the property. But it's way easier if you don't have to do any of that. Here at Discount Lots, you're gonna see two different things: dirt and paved road access. These mean that it's gonna lead you directly to the property. But if you're looking at other sources, make sure you ask, how do I get to that property? Does this property have road access? Doesn't matter if it's paved or if it's dirt. You wanna make sure that you have direct road access leading you to the property. Number two, what are the neighbors like? Now, this can mean a lot of different things, all right? Neighbors can be businesses in the area right next door. Neighbors can be, people. It can mean, wildlife if you're next to a national forest or anything like that. Neighbors, you wanna know what they're like because you wanna know if it's gonna disturb what you wanna do with the property, or if what you're gonna do is gonna disturb what they do with the property, right? So you wanna ask, what are the neighbors like? If you're gonna be buying land in a neighborhood, then you kinda wanna know what the neighbors are like, right? You wanna know if they're stingy. Why hasn't anybody else built a property there? But if you're buying land, it's next to like a wildlife or something like that, or an office, then is that something you're okay with? You wanna know this before you purchase that land. Now, if you're buying land off grid with nobody around you, you don't really care what the neighbors are like, right? So number two, ask what the neighbors are like. Question number three, what's the orientation of the property? What I mean by this is the property right next to a cliff? Is it off of a cliff? Is it on a hill? Are you gonna be able to get to this property with your vehicle? If you're looking at something off grid and you only have a Civic, right? Are you gonna be able to get to that property, or does it require a 4x4? This is why you wanna ask, what's the orientation of the property? You wanna know if you can get to that property. It can also mean, the road access. Is it dirt? Is it paved? But at the same time, you can still have road access, but not get to that property with your vehicle. So you wanna know this kind of beforehand. This also means, is it off a hill? Is it flat land? Is it off a cliff? You can still build homes on properties like this, but it comes with its challenges. And if you're not prepared beforehand for these challenges, then it's gonna put a big damper on your plans. So you wanna know what the orientation of the property is like. Question number four, are there any property restrictions? Now, this can mean a multitude of different things. There's one, zoning. Every piece of land in the world is zoned to be used in a specific way. There are some properties that have no zoning restrictions that allow you to do whatever you want with the property. Some properties are zoned for residential use, meaning you gotta build a house or something like that on that property. There's some zoning that allows for agricultural use. So if you wanna raise animals, grow crops, you can do that on a property like this. All the zoning is not gonna be exact for every single county because they all mean different things for every different county. So residential zoning in a county in Miami-Dade, Florida might not be the same thing as residential zoning in an area of Los Angeles County, California. It might not mean the exact same thing. They might have different rules. So for those exact details, it's always best to reach out to the county and ask them exactly what you can and can't do with the property to find out their restrictions. There's also another form of restrictions that comes in an HOA or a POA. HOA is not a zoning, but it is a homeowners association. They have rules for what you can and can't do with the land. They're gonna tell you what color your house is, what type of house you need to have, the size of the house you need to have, the grass size that you can have, if you can have a boat or an RV on the property. That's what an HOA is going to do. A POA is kind of the same thing. It's called a Property Owners Association. It's usually a little bit cheaper than an HOA, but essentially they do the same thing. There's a lot of pros and cons to HOAs. If you want a place where your land value is never going to go down and stuff like that, and you want everybody's house to look the same, and this is what's going to work for you, HOAs. But if you want an area where you can do whatever you want and nobody's going to tell you anything, avoid these HOAs and avoid these POAs. HOAs also help give you utilities and services in the areas. So for some people, there's a trade-off, right? Do I want something with utilities and not being told what to do? Or, because maybe you can't get both. So make sure you know what the restrictions for a property are. Question number 5, is there easy access to utilities? This is gonna be water, electric, and sewer. Now, just because you don't have that doesn't mean you can't build on the land. It just means that you're probably gonna have to go a different route, or it's gonna be a little bit more expensive to get these things to your property. But you're gonna wanna know these things before you purchase the land. Last thing you want is to get up to the land and think you're ready to build, but you don't have anything like power, at least on the property. So find out, are there any utilities before you purchase any property? But if you're living off grid and you don't need utilities, then it really doesn't matter, does it? Question number 6, how was the property previously used? There's a lot of land out there that was used for, trying to build a house on. There's a lot of land that was trying to build, a warehouse. Some people try to put mobile homes. Some people try to grow cannabis. Some people try to dig oil. There's a lot of different things out there that people might have tried to use the land for previously, and you need to know this before you purchase the land. If you're gonna do something like farming, then if any of these things were done to it, it might put a damper on your plans. If you're gonna build a house on it and somebody tried to build something, you might wanna know about it before you get out there. Whatever it is, know what the property was previously used for. At discount lots, most of the land we sell is completely raw, so it's never been used. So it comes with its pros. It means nobody's ever touched it. But the con is it might need more clearing, and it might need a little bit more work. So know how the property was previously used before you purchase anything. All right, question number 7. How's the community like? Now, this isn't gonna pertain to everybody, but if you're buying land in a neighborhood, then you wanna know what the neighborhood is like, right? You're gonna know about those HOAs we talked about before. You wanna know that what you can do is gonna be shared and okay with a lot of the people in the area. So know what the community like. This is a bare minimum. It's not one of the most important questions, but you still wanna know regardless what the community is like if you are buying in a residential area. You also wanna know what the community is like because what if people are moving out of that area? You wanna know about that because if there's a lot of empty homes for a reason, or there's a lot of people that are moving out of the area, maybe there's something that they know that you should know about. Maybe prices are going too high. Maybe development that was planned to be there is no longer in the plans. So know what the community is like. Question number 8. You want to know, what are the area's natural disasters? This doesn't pertain to every single lot out there, but if you're buying land in certain areas, you want to know what the natural disasters are like. Are there tornadoes? Are there hurricanes? Are there earthquakes? If you're buying land in Hawaii, you want to know what the lava zone is. So these are the pretty important things that you want to know because you want to make sure that you're not putting yourself at risk. If there is a natural disaster in the area, it is not the end of the world. If there's other people living there, then it's okay, but you still want to know and not be surprised by it later, trust me. All right, last question is number 9. What is included in the sale? This is one of the most important things whenever you're buying land out there. A lot of people are gonna tell you that it's super easy and stuff like that, but if you're buying land with a bank or real estate agent, they're gonna have closing costs, they're gonna have all these different things and fees and documents and all these other 100 little things that you're gonna need. So make sure you know all of this before you get into a deal and buy any land. Now at discount lots, it's a lot simpler. You're not gonna have all these different things. We don't do title, we don't do escrow, we don't do all these applications and stuff like that. Everybody qualifies. We make it super simple so you don't have to do any of those things. But if you are buying land from somewhere else, make sure you know what's included in the sale. There's a lot of people being scammed out there right now, and they're buying things, or they think they're buying things, and they're not really getting any of that at all. until they have to pay all these other fees. So make sure you know what you're purchasing. If possible, ask for documentation before. If there's a contract involved, you can ask for a contract beforehand and you can see what it looks like. Make sure you know exactly what you are getting whenever you purchase a piece of property. So those are just some of the basic questions that you are going to ask when you're buying your land. Again, don't be overly excited. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. Don't be confused. Make sure you know every single thing about that piece of property before you purchase it. In conclusion, buying any piece of property, it doesn't matter the size, if it's big, if it's small, it's a really big financial decision. So make sure that you're planning your needs, catering your needs, you know exactly what's going on with the property before you purchase it. When you're buying that perfect piece of property, it's not a race. Take your time, define your goals, find your needs. If you're doing it with a family, ask your family, you know, is this right for us? There's no need to hurry and rush to buy the piece of property. I know that, you know, people might tell you, you know, the market's going up, you know, get the land now, buy everything now. All right, you can wait a day or two. It's not going to change like that either, all right? At the end of the day, you're doing this for a reason, and it's because you want to be happy and there's something that you want to fulfill. So make sure that you find those things so that when you do buy that piece of property, you can be happy, you can be fulfilled, you know, with your purchase. So luckily for you, Discount Lots makes this entire process like really easy. It's super simple, no credit checks, background checks, income checks. Literally everybody qualifies to buy any one of our properties. And the best part is we don't ask you for 20 or 30% down for any of the lots. If you have $301, you can actually purchase practically every property that you see on our site. Whether you're looking to buy maybe one property, two properties, it doesn't matter. If you're looking to buy land, Discount Lots is going to be probably the best way. We have super flexible payment plans, super flexible terms. We allow you to pick whichever one you want. We have a lot of ways that you can save money while buying your property, a lot of ways you can get discounts while buying your property, and it just makes it so much easier. So if you want to check out Discount Lots, go to www.discountlots.com. That's the home page. You can click on the search land for sale at the top right of the page, or you can enter in your information at the beginning if you want somebody to call you and just walk you through the whole process. If you want to call us, there's a toll-free number located at the top of the page. And you actually, if you have a question about a specific piece of property, you can actually type it in the little questionnaire located on every single listing, and you can tell us exactly what you want to know about these properties. So when somebody does reach out to you, they know exactly what property you're already talking about. Discount Lots is going to literally walk you through the whole step. We give you all the information before you buy the land. You can go see the land before you purchase if you want to. You can see all the pictures, all the payment plans, everything online, super quick, super easy, super simple. All right, so that's it for today's video, guys. Once again, my name is Matthew. I'm one of the account executives here at Discount Lots. You're gonna wanna make sure you like, subscribe, click on that bell notification. We're definitely gonna have a lot more videos coming like this one through the coming weeks. Also, feel free to leave any comments, thoughts, or any questions down below in the comment section. We'll try to get to all of them. If you have an idea of what you kind of want for a video, let us know. We'll try to make a video for it. If there's a piece of property or a piece of area that you're looking for, let us know. We'll try to make a video for it. Thank you for watching this video and have a great land buying experience.